Hi guys, you're watching Keto Phoenix. This is Susan. If you're new to my channel, I pretty much do a bunch of keto related stuff. I also do some day in my life. I'll share recipes. So anyways, let's get back into today's video. We're doing a pumpkin soup and I'm so excited. We're getting into fall. The leaves are starting to change colors. I thought about it and I thought about what I wanted to make this fall. And that was like a fall time type recipe. And you know, with Halloween and Thanksgiving coming up, I figured this was just gonna be the perfect thing to make, and I'm really excited about it. So let's talk about the ingredients. It's actually ingredients in how you make it. It's actually gonna be fairly easy. You've got your usuals, you know, you've got your salt. So salt is one of them that you use. You're gonna have your cooking olive oil. And of course, you're gonna have your pumpkin mix. When I go to the store and I'm looking for pumpkin, I always check the ingredients and I make sure that the only ingredient you're gonna see in there is gonna be pumpkin. So if you see any other ones, because some of them contain sugar and other ingredients, so just make sure to check your ingredients on your pumpkin puree. This one is just pumpkin, so just make sure to check that. Of course, heavy whipping cream. The recipe I will share down in the description below, but the heavy whipping cream is an option. If I was going to be making this for the whole family, I would leave this out because they can't have dairy, but I'm making this just for me, so I'm going to add some of the heavy cream to my recipe tonight. Of course, you've got the brown sugar. Now, I love Canto. I love the Lakanto golden cane sugar, and Lakanto is just a really great brand altogether. I love their sweeteners, their monk fruits, you know, things like that. So this is definitely my go-to. So this is what you're going to use as your main sweetener. I also have bone broth. This is the chicken bone broth. Now, you don't necessarily have to use bone broth if you don't want to. You can just use some chicken stock. There's a lot of amazing properties in bone broth, and I'm trying to get more into the not just keto, but the healthier version of keto. And bone broth is really great nutrients for just about everything. Yeah, you guys honestly should look up the importance of bone broth, even if you're not doing keto, because bone broth has a lot of amazing health benefits. So even if you're not doing keto, you guys should look into bone broth. So next we have onion. So this is, the recipe calls for one small onion. I couldn't find any small white onions, so I just got a large white onion and I cut it in half and then just used half of it. So you've got your one small white onion, and then we've got minced garlic. Now, I did the minced garlic myself, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm gonna tell you why. First off, here's my minced garlic, or here's the non-minced garlic, and you can see the cloves are really big. Yeah, so it called for 2. I just did 1 because they're about the size of 2. My wonderful mama and papa in-laws came from Oregon to visit us, and they stayed for a little bit and they enjoyed my daughter's birthday. We went to a museum, and at the museum they bought me one of these, and this thing is incredible. Okay, it's basically, if you haven't heard of it, and honestly I hadn't, so maybe I'm odd, but it's a symmetric grating plate. And you can look these up at www.greatplate.com. Obviously, I'm not sponsored. I just really wanted to share this because I absolutely loved it. I actually enjoy mincing garlic now. So, but it's got useful tips and stuff on it. And you don't have to just do garlic. You can do like all sorts of things. I mean, according to this, it's got garlic, ginger, peppers, nutmeg, carrots, shallots, chocolate, citrus zest, and hard cheeses. So these are just some of the things that you can use for this. So it comes with this right here, a little tube. Now I thought this was just the holder for the brush because it has a brush for it, and you know, it actually had, you know, in the package it was sitting in there, so I thought it was just a holder for the brush. But as I was reading the directions, come to find out, you can take one of the garlic cloves, and of course I couldn't do it with this because I couldn't, these cloves again are so big I couldn't get it to fit in here. But you're supposed to be able to stick one of those in there and then just put it on a table and just roll it like this, and it pretty much takes off all of the coating on the garlic. And so it's a really great way to do that. I can't wait to try that out. I just didn't get a chance to do that in this video, but when I do get a chance, I'll make sure to show you guys. But that's what this is for. And then of course I showed you guys about the brush, and it's very finger safe. So you don't have to worry about hurting your knuckles and your fingers and stuff like that when you're grating. It's so easy to use. And then you just take your garlic and then you just grate it in there. And then you can take your brush and you can scoop the garlic and stuff. And yeah, I mean, it's absolutely incredible. This was the first chance I got to use it, and I'm really excited. So to my mother-in-law and father-in-law, in case you're watching this, thank you so much. This is amazing. I love you guys. Mwah. So the last ingredient that we have for this, and this makes the pumpkin soup, and that's your pumpkin spice. This is going to make your soup, I promise you. So, and I've heard some people, they left out the sweetener altogether and they said it still tasted great. I'm gonna try it with the sweetener, honestly, but if I find it to be too sweet or whatever, then just the next time I make it, I'll just remember to not add the sweetener. So anyways, that's the ingredients. Let's go ahead and get into making this. Okay, so I took a tablespoon of olive oil, stuck it in my pan, and I let that heat up a little bit. Now I'm going to take my small onion, I'm adding it to the pan, and I'm going to saute this for about 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, it's been a few minutes, so now I'm throwing in the garlic, which I might not be able to do one-handed. There it goes. And I turn the heat down to low now. So I got the minced garlic in there, and I'm going to stir that around for a couple more minutes and make sure that the onions are nice and soft. Okay, I switched over to a bigger pot because this is going to require some blending, and I didn't want to use my nonstick pan for that. So now we're adding the rest of the ingredients in here. The temperature's still on low for right now. We need to do 2 tablespoons of the brown sugar, the Lakanto Golden. So there's the 2 tablespoons. We need 1.5 teaspoons of the pumpkin spice. Next is our teaspoon of salt. Okay, now we're putting in the 2.5 cups of the chicken bone broth. There's 2 cups. I'm going to do another 1/2 cup, and then we're going to stir mix this all in. Okay, so I added that 1/2 cup, and then I'm just sitting here and I'm mixing it all in, and so far it is looking really yummy. And the pumpkin spice, you can really smell that coming through. I'm going to turn the temperature up to about medium heat now. And you know, when thinking of pumpkin soup, I never would have thought onions in here, but you know, I wanted to be as close to the recipe as possible. However, if you don't like onions, then I would just leave them out. So, and just kind of skip that step. But this is really looking good. Next, we're going to slowly pour in our pumpkin puree and just whisk it up. Okay, so here we go. I did 15 ounces of pumpkin. I was a little worried that the soup wasn't going to be enough. I mean, the recipe, you know, didn't seem like it, but this is going to be more than enough, and I'm going to have leftovers. So add some more of the pumpkin. I just got a big can. They had the small can, which I could have done, but I decided to get the big can so that I'd have a little left over. I might want to do something with some more of that pumpkin puree later. So I decided to just get a bigger can so I would have that option. So, oh man, you guys, this is smelling so good. Oh, yum. And it's definitely feeling thicker. I can't wait to try this. So what I'm gonna do is I turn the temperature up. I'm gonna stir this. I'm gonna let this get to a boil, and then I'm going to turn the temperature back down to low, and then I'm gonna cover it with the lid and let it simmer for 10 minutes. Okay, so very carefully, I am immerging. I'm using an immersion blender. And I'm carefully going to stir this around until we get a nice thick consistency. You just gotta do this carefully. I don't know if it's just my immersion blender is really strong, but we're gonna get a nice smooth creaminess to it. I also wanted to add real quick that if you don't have an immersion blender, then you can take all of this and pour it into just a regular blender and blend it that way. Okay, so here's the end result with it in its bowl. Now I'm just gonna take a little bit of heavy cream and I'm going to just garnish it on here. So just for pictures. So you can add some walnuts too. I don't like walnuts, so I didn't do that. But. Okay guys, now for the moment. It's the taste test and I'm really looking forward to it because if it's tasty as it smells, it's gonna be incredible. So it's really good. So here we go. It's very hot too.
It's so bad.
Very good. If you guys have not tried this, you guys need to. This is my new favorite. It is so incredibly good. I'm gonna have to make this again without the cream for the whole family. After it was done doing all this boiling, it's simmering and things like that, there isn't even any onion chunks in here. It just all blended in to a nice, so if I can show you, a nice smooth consistency. I mean, just look at that. There's really no chunks in there. I mean, it's just soup. So, turned out so good. I absolutely loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this with me. I will put the recipe link down in the description below. You guys gotta go. You gotta try this. Go get the ingredients you need. You will not regret it. I promise you. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna feed my kids here. So if you enjoyed this video, you know what? Hit that subscribe button and stick around. Make sure to like my video, share my video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.